Hello everyone, myself Tanvi Patel, working as Assistant Professor in Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Subject is Effective Technical Communication and our unit is Technical Communication. So today our topic is Group Discussion, that is GD. So what is group? A group in the context of organizational communication is defined as a collection of individuals who interact with each other, accept exceptions and obligations as members of the group and share a common identity. That is a group. Means a group of people who are in an organization or any place who communicate with each other and do such things in group, that is called a group. Now what is a discussion? A discussion is understood as an activity of sitting and talking about a specific subject or a specific topic, that is discussion. The word discuss has been derived from the Latin root disculture, which means to shake or strike. Thus, discussion refer to thoroughly shaking up the subject, that is examining it thoroughly to reach a conclusion, that is discussion. Now, what is a group discussion? Group discussion may be defined as an activity in which a small number of persons meet face to face and exchange and share ideas freely or attempt to reach a decision on a common issue. Group discussions are unstructured and less formal compared to meetings or conferences wherein specific roles are assigned to the participants. In a group discussion, an individual's thought process is influenced by the views and opinions of the other members. It also depends on whether and in which direction the mode of the discussion moves. In a group discussion, each participant is free to speak his views. A successful discussion involves both listening and the speaking. Now, the characteristics of group discussion. Some of the silent features common to all group discussions are as follows. First is interface. A basic feature of group discussion is the interaction among the various members of the group. They see, hear and communicate with each other orally by paying attention to each other. Next is leader and members. Group discussions are effective only when there is a group of members and a leader. The leader has to summarize facts and information, integrate them, stimulate things and agree to a unanimous solution of the problem. The members of the group become actively related to each other in these respective roles. This participation, the effectiveness and efficiency of a group discussion depends to a large extent upon the active participation of the members. Next is interpersonal attraction. Another characteristic feature of a group discussion is interpersonal attraction. As long as interaction contains the like, dislike behavior and temperament of members are known to each other. Among them, empathy develops and as such as they share each other's problem, that is interpersonal attraction. Next, pressure to conform. In a group discussion, there is always an element of pressure to conform to norms. The predefined and established standards are always enforced and followed. Next is conflict. A conflict is a difference or disagreement among the members of the group which often arise during deliberations and discussions. A conflict is inevitable and usually develops when alternative solutions are present. It can stimulate the members to find new solutions to the problem. Thus, conflict is not necessarily bad, but if it arises due to the political behavior of the members, it will have dysfunctional consequences. Now, next is purpose of group discussion. Group discussion may serve various purposes. Some of them are to reach a solution on an issue of concern, to generate new ideas or new approaches to solving a problem, for selecting candidates after the written test for employment or for admission to educational institute, to provide us with an avenue to train ourselves in various interpersonal skills. Now next is various types of group discussion. Most group discussions can be divided into three kinds. First is topical group discussion, which are based on current affairs or static matters. For example, a GD on the topic of the recent demonetization of rupees 500 and rupees 1000 notes would be the former, whereas a GD on whether India should adopt a presidential mode of democracy would be the later, as it has no limitation of time frame. That are the topics of topical group discussion. Next is case studies, which presents the group with a complex business situation that requires a decision to be made. Such cases usually have multiple problems embedded in the given situation, and both the individual participant and the group are required to analyze the situation, identify the problem, and suggest a way out. That is the case study. Next is abstract group discussion, which are called so because they offer us no definite framework of the topic and hence no definite direction to take in the discussion. Instead, the participants are required to interpret the topic in their own way and demonstrate innovative things in doing so. Such topics could be single worded, such as blue, or a short cryptic sentence, or even an image. Next is evaluation criteria in an GD. The evaluation of participant happens in two broad perspectives, that is individual qualities and group skills. Individual qualities refer to the completeness that you may demonstrate in or outside the context of a group. They include the following: content, analytical skill, reasoning skill, organization skill, communication skill, and creativity. And next is group skill. The group skill refers to those skills which can only be evaluated in the context of a group. They include the following: listening skills, leadership skill, body language, and the group behavior. Now, individual skill. First is content. What you say during the discussion is looked into for two perspectives: relevance and comparativeness. It is possible that a participant has talked a great deal in GD, but he or she may have deviated for the topic significantly, in which case the content is deemed largely irrelevant with the possible of future evaluation. Next is analytical skill. The panel is of course interested in your fact, but they also like to see whether or not you can explore the way and the how of the subject matters. This is put to the sternest test in a case study topic. Next is reasoning skill. The panel looks at how you support your standpoints and how you respond to those of the others. how effectively you can strengthen or weakness an argument, how logically you are in your overall approach to the topic. Next is organization skills. You may have the facts, the supports, the explanations, but are you able to present them in the right order as to maximize that impact on your good content? The panel wants to examine this that is your organizational skill. Communicational skill. You may have exhibited all the skills stated above, but can you get your point across to someone in a simplest language they understand with relevant illustration what they identify it? That is communication skill. Next is creativity. Are you able to bring to the table a novel perspective of the topic? Can you look at the problem differently from 10 other participants and suggest a path breaking solution? That is creativity, means you can suggest any one point or any point which is rather different from the others who are in the group discussion. That is creativity. Now next is group skills. In first it is listening skills. The panel constantly observes whether or not every participant is listening to the discussion. In my experience, most participants are concerned only with speaking and feel that they are done with the job as soon as they have spoken, which is contrary to the spirit of a discussion. Next is leadership quality. In highly charged discussion, one or two participants usually play the role of the anchor in that they define the topic approximately, offer the initial analysis of the keywords of the topic, and also try to hold the group together in pursuit of a common goal. Next is body language. While accessing the body language, the panel primarily look at eye contact and hand movements. The speaker must maintain a consistent eye contact with the entire group as he or she speaks, and the listener must reciprocate. Next is group behavior. This is usually assessed in a broad distinction: associative or aggressive. Associative is a rational display of communication of one's thought, while aggressiveness is a display of domination through subtle intimidation. Associativeness allows room for flexibility while in a desired trait, while aggressiveness leads to irritational rigidity of viewpoint. Next, advantages of group discussion. The advantages of group discussion are as follows. It provides a deeper understanding of the subject. It improves the ability to think critically. It provides different approaches to solving a problem. It helps the group in taking a decision. It gives an opportunity to hear the opinions of the other persons. It enhances confidence in speaking. It enables a participant to put across his or her viewpoint, and it can change your opinion and show you different thing from a different perspective. Disadvantages of group discussion. The group discussion making process can take a significant amount of time to complete. So time is the disadvantage. You can receive irrelevant opinions and ideas with the group discussion making process. Means you can receive irrelevant type of opinions from the others. Some people refuse to share their perspective during group discussion making. Means some are very rude who does not share their opinions with us. Groups can have a different priority than what the discussion requires. The final choice can go against the outcomes of an organization also. Groups reduce the amount of accountability that occurs in the workplace. It can result in an overuse of authority. and group discussion making can cause everyone to see themselves as a leader. So these are the disadvantages of group discussion. Few tips for group discussion. First is grooming, that is your appearance to the others. Next, be a good listener and support or add to the other points, but don't interrupt in the middle. Next is speak loudly and clearly so that the others can understand properly what you are going to tell. Next, try to be first and the last speak of the discussion. And next is be confident while speaking. You should be very confident whenever you are speaking so that the others can know that your point of view is right. So these are the few tips for group discussion. Thank you.